Good morning, 10th class children. You all have cleared your ninth class. The format of the ninth class English and the 10th class English is more or less the same. The variation comes in the literature part, the books, the chapters, the prose, the poetry. Okay? Otherwise, the pattern is the same. A major variation comes when you come from your 8th class to 9th class. But once you have studied your 9th class, you would feel that the 10th class is the same way. So today we are going to begin with the very first chapter of our book First Flight, and that is A Letter to God. It's a very wonderful chapter wherein the author tries to illustrate very beautifully that how our faith in God can do wonders to us. Okay? We need to have faith in God. So when we have faith in God, how does God help us? Does God really come down to the earth to offer his help? Or there are some human beings on this earth, helpful human beings, charitable human beings, compassionate human beings who would do that good task which we feel as if God himself came for our help. Okay, a very nice story about a poor farmer whose name is Lencho. Okay, Lencho. A wonderful story. Let's begin with the story. Other than that, children, see, you have to make 2 notebooks of English. I'm just giving you an introductory idea. 2 notebooks have to be maintained. English 1, you would write language and literature. I'm mentioning it on the board. Kindly make it that way. First would be English 1. You would write in the bracket this way, language and literature. Then would be your English 2 copy, wherein we would be doing our grammar part plus the writing part. Writing part here refers to the writing section. Like in 9th standard, we did diary entry, description, article, story. Okay, now in 10th standard, there are some different things and we shall be doing it accordingly. As far as English 2 copy is concerned, if you remember, class 9th, I made you do 22 poetic devices. You all remember? You remember those poetic devices? In case any question is put up, you have to put your thumbs up, children. I can see each one of you. Yes, very good. So, 22 poetic devices we did. Here in the second copy, the very first topic which you will be doing is the same poetic devices to be written once again. Same 22 definitions to be written once again. So that after this chapter, when I do the poem, I shall be questioning you. And moreover, in 10th standard, you have to be consistent with your copy work, children. Your copies shall be regularly checked. Fine? So those 22 poetic devices should be written by you all in your second copy, and so that when we do the poems, I would just tell there's a metaphor in this line, there's a simile in this line, and you all are conceptually clarified with all those topics. Is that okay? Let's begin with the chapter now, chapter number 1. A letter to God. Okay. Before we read the chapter, keep your videos on, children, all of you. Keep your videos on. They say faith can move mountains. If you have faith in yourself, if you have faith in God, how much of willpower and determination you derive within yourself if you have that strength of willpower or that faith in yourself. But what should we put our faith in? Here the author is questioning, what shall we put our faith in? हमें किस पर इतना गहरा विश्वास करना चाहिए? Who should we put faith? This is the question this story delicately poses. Now, a small introduction about the chapter. Have a look. Keep the pencils with you. I would keep telling you what to underline so that that part is highlighted in your textbook itself. Lencho is a farmer who writes a letter to God when his crops are ruined. You all understand, children, very well that for a farmer, what is the importance of his harvest? The 12 months of labor, the 12 months of hard work, the toil which he has put in is fruitified through the harvest which he cuts. So you understand what is the importance of that harvest for a farmer. Now just imagine a farmer who is waiting for the harvest time and all the crops get ruined. Ruining of the crops means what? मेहनत पर पानी फिर जाना. All that labor which he had put in is futile. Okay. He asks for 100 pesos just because he has so much of deep faith in God. So what is he asking from God? That God should pay a bit of compensation for that loss so that he is able to save his family from starvation. Okay? Farmer has no other source of income. The only source of income is the harvest. Harvest got ruined. He was along with his family on the verge of starvation. So in order to save his family, he asked God that he needed 100 pesos. Does Lencho's letter reach God? He wrote a letter to God that he needed money to save his family. So does his letter reach God? Does God send him the money? Think what your answers to these questions would be. What do you feel? Did his letter reach? And okay, fine, his letter reached to God. Did God really send him the money? All these questions we would get an answer once we read the chapter. Okay, so now let's begin with the text of the chapter. The house. Keep the pencils with you, children. The house. The only one in the entire valley. A valley, a huge valley, and in that huge valley there is one single house. This house sat on the crest of a low hill. Low hill which is not very high. So the house rest means on the top of the hill was that house. From this height, one could see the river and the field of ripe corn. Ripe corn means the corn which is ripened and few more days and it would be cut in the form of the harvest. ठीक है? Ripe मतलब जो चीज पक चुकी है and बस अब हम उसको काटेंगे and उसको मार्केट में भेजेंगे. Fine? Okay. So from this height, one could see the river and the field of ripe corn dotted with the flowers that always promised a good harvest. On that ripe corn, if the flowers come, it means it is ready to be cut. If it is ready to be cut, means the farmer is really very happy because few more days he would be getting a lot of money. What is the crop for the farmer? Money, prosperity, because the only source of income is that harvest. So seeing those flowers, Lencho is very happy because it would give him a lot of money. The only thing the earth needed at that moment was a downpour, or at least a shower. Downpour is good rain, shower is light rain. Whatsoever, the only conclusion is that at this moment, Lencho is eagerly waiting for the raindrops. Be it a heavy shower, be it a light shower. The only thing is he was waiting for the rain to fall. Throughout the morning, Lencho, who knew his fields intimately means very closely, he knew his fields. So, he had done nothing else but see the sky towards the northeast, because probably northeast was the place from where the heavy clouds of the rain were approaching. So in that direction, Lencho is looking because he is waiting for those clouds laden with water which would outburst in the form of rain to him. Rain which he was very desperately waiting for. Okay? I hope children you are able to understand things clearly. Okay? Very good. Now, we are really going to get some water woman. Woman, he is talking to his wife. Lencho is talking to his wife. Children, in the text, you have to be very particular about each line. I wish to tell you that you all are in class 10th and extract based MCQs are there mentioned in your syllabus. So extract based MCQ means any line from any part of the text and questions based on it. So when I am telling you to write a meaning, kindly write. Here again a simple thing. Now we are really going to get some water woman. Mention the speaker and the listener. Speaker is Lencho, listener is Lencho's wife. You need to know everything holds important. Fine. The woman who was preparing supper. Supper is the last meal of the day, which we usually refer to in India as dinner. Okay? So, the woman who was preparing supper replied, yes, God willing. Means if God wishes, this would happen. The older boys of Lencho were working in the field while the smaller ones were playing near the house until the woman called to them all. Means the boys were also busy doing their work, and then Lencho's wife called everyone, the older ones as well as the younger ones, and she invited all her kids for a dinner together. It was during the meal that, just as Lencho had predicted, big drops of rain began to fall. He had predicted a good rain shower and the same started happening. Big drops of rain started falling. In the northeast, huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching. He was looking towards the same direction, looking towards the northeast direction, and from the same direction, heavy clouds of water for a rain shower, they started approaching. The air was fresh and sweet. It was about to rain and the thing started. The man went out for no other reason. The man here refers to Lencho. Okay. So Lencho went out for no other reason than to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. Something very natural. Something very natural. When it is about to begin to rain, we also feel like we should go because it's a wonderful breeze blowing. And with that wonderful breeze, those drops of rain refreshes us, rejuvenates us. Okay, so he also felt the same and he went out. When he returned, he exclaimed, "These are not," listen to these lines carefully, children. What does he say? "These are not raindrops falling from the sky." Means after feeling those drops of rain, what does he say? "These are not raindrops falling from the sky. They are new coins." So here it's a metaphor. Why is he comparing those raindrops to coins? Because those raindrops would result in a good harvest, and good harvest would promise him prosperity, money. This part is important, so you may write whatever I explained you. Why is he comparing the raindrops to coins? Because raindrops would get him a good harvest. Good harvest would get him a lot of income. A lot of income means prosperity. Okay. The big drops are 10-cent pieces. Means agar अच्छी बारिश हुई, big drops of rain means 10 cents. Cents is a currency. Okay. And the little ones are 5 cents. So he's just making a comparison that what would be the variation according to the rain. If there are big drops of rain, 10 cents would be promised, and if small drops of rain, 5 cents. So everything depended on the raindrops. With a satisfied expression, he regarded the field of ripe corn with its flowers draped in a curtain of rain. So the whole field had rain. But suddenly a strong wind began to blow. Means everything was perfect up till now. Everything fine. Suddenly a strong wind began to blow. And along with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. Hailstones are big balls of ice. Big balls of ice. And these aren't considered to be good for the fields. Hailstones are not good for the farmers. It spoils their crop, ruins their harvest. Okay, but Lencho, who was waiting for a good rain shower, he realized that the hailstones had started. These truly did resemble new silver coins. See, earlier he was talking about the symbolic sense. Here he is talking about the literal sense. Literal sense because according to the size, they were as big as a coin could be. He's talking about the size of the hailstones. They were shiny like the new coins are. The boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the frozen pearls. Once again, metaphor here, hailstones being compared to frozen pearls, shiny frozen pearls, moti ke chote chote dane, pearls. Okay? It's really getting bad now. Initially they were excited, but now they realized that the hailstones were not good for them. Things were worsening. How were they worsening? Exclaimed Lencho. I hope it passes quickly. He realizes that the things here basically refers to the hailstones, their sizes. It should pass on quickly means it should stop. If it doesn't stop, its consequence could be very miserable to them. So he says, it's getting bad. I hope it passes quickly. It did not pass quickly, means the hailstones continued for few hours. For an hour, the hail ruined the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, on the whole valley. So huge destruction caused in every part of the valley. Everything got destroyed. The field was white as if it was covered with salt. Actually, it was not salt. Actually, it was, excuse me, actually it was the hailstones. How completely they had covered the whole field and destroyed the whole harvest. Not a leaf remained on the tree. With the force of the hailstones, with the force of the size of the hailstones, the leaves too had shed. So each tree also was without the leaf. The corn was totally destroyed. The ripe corns, which were giving him happiness a few moments back, they were destroyed. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lencho's soul was filled with sadness. Underline this line. First, you had to underline the comparison with the new coins. Okay, first paragraph, last three lines. They are new coins, big drops, 10-cent pieces, little ones, fives. This is to be underlined. Okay, and after this, Lencho's soul was filled with sadness. When the storm had passed, he stood in the middle of the field and said to his sons, a plague of locusts would have left more than this. Okay, see, for the farmers, one thing is considered to be very harmful, and that is when on the ripe fields a swarm of locusts attack. Okay, locust is a kind of an insect which feeds itself on the ripe grains, ripe fields, whatsoever the crop may be. So he is presuming when he sees the destruction कि इतना major loss कि if suppose the locusts had attacked his field, the destruction would have comparatively been lesser. But the way the hailstones fell, it had caused complete ruining to the whole of the harvest. The hail has left nothing. This year we will have no corn, nothing at all. He feels they would be able to earn or have. That night was a sorrowful one for the whole family. Everyone having a big question about the uncertainty of the future now. All our work for nothing. All our work here talking about the labor which they had put in, the hard work they had put in, the toil they had put in. So all our hard work has turned into zero because everything is destroyed. There is no one who can help us. Who would come to our help? Farmers also the same way. We shall all go hungry this year. What do they start feeling? That they would starve because it's only and only that money which would have led to their food, further prosperity. But now in the absence of that, they start realizing that they may starve. Okay. Now this is the first part of the chapter. Tomorrow we shall continue with the second part and then the question answers would be done. You all kindly hold on till I take the attendance.